So I'll look at the games that I got. This is Baku. The cases on these games, there are a few different varieties, but they don't seem to actually hold the games. And what happens is, you like close it, the game will come off, and there's just loads of room for it to, as you can see, jiggle around and get scratched. So the way I'd recommend to store these games is like that, no other way. Stack them like that, front cover up, that way your games. And another design flaw obviously is your manual will always end up like that, you know what I mean, it's not good. But anyway, the game's sort of like Tetris, but puzzle game with a bit of a twist. You got like you got little animal heads as well. So you got like a rabbit and carrots, and what you have to do is get all your carrots sort of in the same place, and then get a rabbit on top of it, and then it'll eat the carrots, and then blocks all clear. You know, rather than getting them all interlocked in lines like you do in Tetris. Yeah, it's a pretty simple game. It's playable, but not my favourite, shall we say. Firestorm Thunder Hawk 2. Here's another problem with these. You got a plastic back glued onto cardboard sort of outer, so it might fall apart as well. I'll have to super glue that or something. Yeah, this was also released on PlayStation. I used to have that. Helicopter sort of gunship game. It brags that it runs at 25 frames a second, which is frankly not at all that good these days. So yeah, okay game. I mean, I'm not that excited about it because I had it, 8 years ago or something, so I've already played it. Johnny Bazooka Tone. I don't really like this. I'm not a fan of platforms anyway, but it's got a audio CD in it as well. But if there's anything worth listening to on that audio CD, then they should have put it in the goddamn fucking game. You know what I mean? Because the game's about music, and the music is fucking dross. Need for Speed. It's okay. I encountered some invisible barriers in it, so not the most polished game, but interesting to have as the start of the series. Quake. This was actually it was pretty enjoyable, but the frame rate does drop shockingly when you go into an open area. But worse than that is the actual controls. With the Saturn controller, really for this game you need analog sticks or a mouse and keyboard. So it's okay, but you have to play it more like Doom than Quake. More guys up there, stand here, shoot with auto aim and get him that way, rather than trying to look up and aim at him. Daytona USA, very bad port. I watched a video the other day with someone saying that it's an essential game that you must buy, but to me only the beginner track is playable. I don't know what the fuck is going on the rest of the tracks, because the frame rate is that bad. Yeah, they've got 40 cars on track, but it runs at about 5 frames a second. It's just fucking terrible. So it should fucking cut cars down to like 10 or something and have a decent frame rate. So yeah, good game in the arcades. I don't agree with it being an essential sort of classic. I think it's a shit conversion. Might be better in NTSC, I don't know, but PAL, it's crap. That's TT Superbike. When this come out, it was sort of billed as a average racer by the reviewers, etc. at the time. I'd say that's a lot better than Daytona USA. Plays pretty smooth. Another thing with this and Daytona really is the draw distance is pretty bad. Probably see about 30 metres in front here, so corners pop out from nowhere. Virtua Fighter 2, yeah, that's very solid graphics, very colourful, smooth, fast gameplay. So yeah, good port from the arcade. The original Tomb Raider was actually more playable than I was expecting. Does have, again, same as Quake, quite dramatic frame rate slow down in open areas, but yeah, gameplay is can't really say smooth with Tomb Raider, because it's sort of like a game where the controls are purposely clunky to make it hard. A bit like Resident Evil, that had shit controls, so you get hit by zombies all the time. Worms, couldn't bother to play it. Is you can't play it by yourself. I just put it on just to see. This one does come actually in a plastic clamshell box, so that's a bit better, but the way I put the discs in's broke, so that might not have been better, so to speak. Sega Rally. Yeah, again, it runs a lot smoother than Daytona, probably because there's obviously not as many cars on the track at once, but that does also suffer from pop-up, although not as bad as Daytona, possibly on par with Manx TT. Yeah, it's a very short game, probably complete the game in like under 4 minutes or something, so, but yeah, it is I'd say that's an essential to have. It doesn't cost that much. Finally, Sega World Guard Soccer 97. I usually judge a football game on how many goals I can actually score, so I like to win, so, and did manage to get a few goals, so that is playable. Compared to something like FIFA 96 on the Mega Drive, you know, it's a lot more playable. So yeah, so that's my opinion of this beast. I think I actually prefer this to the PlayStation, because I'm a fan of Sega arcade games, and what you got to remember is that other than, for instance, Namco games on the PlayStation, there was a lot of crap on it. There was something like over 1,000 games released for it, but how many of them were, you know, towards the end of the PlayStation, they had a lot of them bullshit fucking, like, what's it called, some Brunswick fucking, no, I don't know, some fucking shit bowling game, you know, cost you about £2. So yeah, a lot of quality games, but that's mainly to do with a problem with the Saturn is the third-party software support was poor, because a lot of software developers like EA sort of boycotted them a bit, I suppose you'd say, at launch, due to like moving the launch forward, etc. So yeah, all in all, I think it's rarer than PlayStation, obviously. High quality games, not amazing graphically in 3D. I've not got any 2D games that people keep banging on about to play on it yet. Waiting for my 4-in-1 for that. But yeah, I'm excited to hopefully get some of them 2D fighters and whatnot, some rare titles, and yeah, but yeah, for now I'm happy with it, very nice. And obviously I'll be getting another console for free due to someone's lack of knowledge on it. So yeah, thumbs up from me for the Sega Saturn. Awesome bit of kit. Nah, I mean.